And now in this IndyCar for Harding Steinbrenner Racing, the team that was launched at Yankee Stadium last December.
He's probably the only teenage driver in America not being told to slow down.
Now becomes the youngest to ever win in IndyCar. Colton Herta has done it.
Way to go.
It put fire in our bellies because we got the taste of winning.
Wave to your fans, Colton. Fantastic job. Wave to your fans.
A week before his 19th birthday, Colton Herta became the youngest driver to ever win an IndyCar Series event when he took the checkered flag at this race in Austin, Texas in March.
It definitely eased the pressure of people not believing in what we could do. We have a good core group of young guys coming in that can kind of elevate this series if we do it the right way.
Doing it the right way meant teaming up with the grandson of one of the giants in sports, the boss, the late legendary owner of the New York Yankees, George Steinbrenner.
In order to be involved in the sport, you really have to have a passion for it. And I had two passions in life, and that was baseball and racing. And my family has one pretty well covered.
George Steinbrenner IV is all of 22 years old. He and Colton Herta are the youngest team in history to attempt to win the Indy 500. Their journey to the famed Brickyard has been fast, seemingly destined.
I met Colton when he was 12 and I was 16. We decided to join forces, and we had the same vision and dream. Colton hit all his marks. He did everything right. The crew did everything they needed to chase it together, so we shopped ourselves, essentially.
You had champions behind you as Michael Andretti.
Partnered with Andretti in the Indy Lights program for 2 seasons, and now we joined forces with Harding in the IndyCar series.
No matter how dynamic this duo, they are not doing it on their own. George IV is co-owner of Harding Steinbrenner Racing with Mike Harding, who convinced two of racing's iconic names, Unser and Andretti, to come along for the ride.
Well, I've been involved with the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for 20 years, official sponsor, so got the bug.
He came to me and asked if I would be a part of his team and help him learn in the fast lane.
Michael Andretti is one of my best friends. We team up on the technical side. I got 2 young kids, George Steinbrenner and Colton, and there's a lot of swag around.
Well, the sport always needs young stars. I mean, that's the future. I don't know what Colton's real ultimate goals are, but, you know, you either have it or you don't in this business. It seems like he does.
There's young blood that's coming in, and seeing the excitement, the energy that's around IndyCar right now.
Good job.
With any rookie, patience is the key word, especially in today's cars. It's a traffic jam at 230 miles an hour. You just got to really maintain control of your emotions.
He just doesn't get in the car and mash the gas. He's a young man with like an old soul in him.
Sometimes I think his strength is what he doesn't say. Like if he doesn't know the answer to a question I ask him, he'll tell me that.
I could lead the team in an improper way, or we could go a place with a setup that is not good just because I don't know what I'm talking about.
For 19, he does have like an old soul, and I think a lot of that comes from his upbringing, his father.
Colton's dad, Brian Herta, was a celebrated driver during the time when Indianapolis Motor Speedway packed a record 350,000 spectators into the event. As an owner, Herta won 2 Indy 500s.
Colton Herta has won his 3rd Indy Lights race in a row.
Now 2 prodigal sons from dynastic families understand their union comes with high expectations.
It certainly creeps in there. Both having a name to live up to, both having a legacy to live up to. It's something that we sort of subconsciously bond over. We don't talk about it much, but it's definitely something that we can relate to each other.
There's the hug.
My dad's done a lot to open doors for me, but it's a double-edged sword because it also adds a lot of pressure on me.
His father, Brian, is and was one of the most respected drivers in the paddock, and that's the goal that I'm setting with the legacy that my grandfather set forward.
There's a big difference between his name and my name, though. You can ask anyone in the world about Steinbrenner or the Yankees, and they'll know exactly what you're talking about. There is a lot of pressure on him, probably more so than me.
A lot of what he was able to do is something that I've definitely brought into my mentality of owning an IndyCar team.
I was always more of a fan of
the Yankees.
Not growing up.
We got a little bit lucky with how well we get along.
Well, this guy sitting next to you, you got two different hats.
Nowadays?
Don't hesitate.
I think like 8-year-old me would want to choose the Dodgers, but...
Well, he's worn a Yankee hat several times.
I wear a Yankee hat all the time.
My name's Colton, I'm 10 years old, and I go to school at Oak Hills Elementary.
I used to call him Little Spiky. He always used to have his hair right up as a spike. He was such a neat little kid. I cannot even believe
to celebrate here
where he is today, how quickly all of a sudden, he's a full-blown race driver. It's amazing.
Both Colton and George IV are driven to restore the once greatest spectacle in racing to its former glory. And in doing so, like their father and grandfather, make their own history.
We could win the Indy 500. The kid's that good, and the team's that good.
Just his natural talent and then his maturity when he puts that helmet on. He's the real deal.
These drivers have known Colton since he was 6, 7, 8 years old.
It means a lot to me if I can have respect from these guys already. These guys are legends of the sport. For me, that's all that matters.
I think in terms of the pieces we have, the driver, the car, the team, if we start to run more consistently, I think we can compete with the best of them.